Okay, how you going? It's Monica Plemikos here, clinical hypnotherapist and psychotherapist. And today I'm going to be sharing with you a few tips on how to actually sleep better when you experience anxiety. Now, a lot of these suggestions that I'll be bringing to you today and these tips can also be used if you don't have anxiety. But I thought, especially if you do, I thought I'd bring these tips to you because for people who are experiencing anxiety, it can just be another thing, on their plate that they have to deal with, have to organise, and have to actually put up with when you can't actually sleep or get settled enough to be able to fall asleep at night. And so, what research has shown is that, you know, poor sleep has an immediate negative effect on your overall well-being. So things like your hormones, your exercise, and your performance, your brain function, all of those things are affected when there is a lack of sleep or when sleep is interrupted. And it's also been well researched that if you go on a lack of sleep, the effect can be similar to that of an intoxicated person. So it really does, it really does affect your cognition and the way that you act, feel, behave, and so on and so forth. A lack of sleep has also been shown to also be a cause of weight gain as well. So perhaps becoming insulin resistant or glucose resistant, affecting those glucose processing within your body. And that's for both children and also adults. So it has been linked to, obesity and being at risk of diabetes. So obviously, here it's not just getting that good night's sleep. It's looking at what does a lack of sleep have, and what does that look like over a longer period of time for your well-being and for your overall health. And so there are many other studies that go on about the importance of sleep, particularly what I always reinforce when I'm working with clients with anxiety is that sleep determines your ability to recover the damage that has been done during the day. And often just being anxious and being stressed, being overwhelmed, causes damage within the body, producing too much cortisol and adrenaline. And so sleep offers a relief of that and helps to repair some of the damage that's been made during the day. So why should you listen to me? Who am I? So my name is Monica Plemikos, and I'm a clinical hypnotherapist and psychotherapist, and I work within the field of psychology. And as a psychology practitioner, it's I believe it's my absolute job to actually help people get out of the struggle and assist people experiencing stress and anxiety. And so that actually, it's not just about addressing the way that people think, but it's also offering that practical advice and practical things that that you can implement yourself to actually feel better, feel better about yourself, feel better about the world around you, and get the outcome that you're wanting and desiring. And so I've been working within that psychology field, within human behaviour for the past 20 years. And I'm really passionate about, helping people empower themselves, providing, people with the tools so they can go ahead and implement themselves, implement those tools and experience life in a much more fulfilled and empowered way. And one of the ways that I do that is using powerful hypnotherapy, and a lot of other modalities that is actually extremely relaxing. So hypnotherapy is one of the most relaxing tools that I've used and shared with my clients, has been of benefit in terms of assisting them to get to sleep, even when insomnia and chronic and insomnia has been an issue. So let's just jump straight in. The first tip and the first suggestion that I recommend with assisting you to get to sleep is actually being mindful of how much light you're being exposed to. And so this goes for during the day, and this also goes during the night. So we all have this natural circadian rhythm, so a natural sleep and wake cycle that tends to run in like around 90-minute cycles. And this affects the way that your body and your hormones respond. There are certain hormones and things that say, it's daytime and that you need to be awake now. And likewise, there are other hormones and signals that tell your body it's actually time to sleep now. And so by having some natural light, by being exposed to natural light, by going outside in the sun, this actually helps jumpstart your circadian rhythm in a healthy way. So this improves that daytime energy and as well as the nighttime sleep and duration of sleep. So people who have experienced insomnia, this light exposure has improved their sleep quality and duration, and it also has reduced the time it's taken to actually fall back asleep once they've been woken up during the night. And so by having this light exposure, and it just simply means going outside, it has been researched to boost sleep efficiency by up to 80%. So this definitely does work. And so, trying to get daily sun in, for some people is not practical. And where it's not practical, there are some, artificial bright lights and things like that can be incorporated. But here in Australia, we have plenty of sun, even during the winter months. Just being outside in the sun can help, and ensuring that you're being sun smart too. So how this works during the night is that if you get too much sun, or if you get too much light exposure when it's time to sleep, this can impact your body in a way where the light is telling your body that it's still daytime and it's not actually time to sleep, right? And so this can affect your circadian rhythm, and it reduces those sleep chemicals and hormones like melatonin, which actually help you relax and get to sleep, which is the desired effect. So, and how this typically occurs is that, when it's nighttime, we tend to put on the lights inside. Okay, we tend to put on the lights, maybe watch some TV, maybe scroll through, your phone, or be in front of a computer and do some late night work or research. And so what ends up happening is this blue light is emitted, from all of these electronic devices, and this is really like the worst thing that you can do if you're trying to fall asleep at night, is to get that constant blue light exposure. So obviously, getting off those devices and dimming the lights. So before, a couple of hours before you go to bed, it's setting up that routine of, switching off the lights, maybe just having a lamp, getting off devices that emit that blue light, off computers, and maybe do some other kind of activity that doesn't produce that blue light that is interfering with your body's signal to say that's actually sleep time. So the next tip that I have for you, after increasing your daylight exposure and reducing your nighttime light exposure, the second tip I have for you is not to consume any caffeine late in the day. Now, you know, a lot of people know that, coffee, things like coffee and those energy drinks contain caffeine, and caffeine has known to be a stimulant. It can enhance your focus and energy and even sports performance and things like that. So it has a lot of benefits. Coffee is also said to have some health benefits depending on what kind of research you look into. However, when you consume coffee late in the day, it stimulates your nervous system, and it may stop your body from naturally relaxing at night. Likewise, if you have too many cups of coffee during the day, even if it's in the morning, there might be some of that lasting effect that might make you feel wired, wired and exhausted and kind of maybe irritable, and interfere with your ability to actually fall asleep at night. And so, obviously reducing, your caffeine intake. But I'd also say, try not to have it after lunch, or swap with decaffeinated coffee or some other kind of drink, maybe a herbal tea or something like that instead. So if you do have trouble falling asleep or you are feeling wired and you do drink coffee, having a bit of a play around with removing that or reducing the amount that you have can dramatically improve your ability to fall asleep. So a colleague of mine, when I was counselling for a not-for-profit organisation, had a client who was drinking, I think, about 6 cups of coffee a day, and quite a young man, and he initially presented to the organisation with insomnia, and we found out that he was drinking so much coffee. In fact, he was drinking those really big mugs that he would make himself, with often a few spoons in there. And once that was shared with him, that, hey, look, coffee could potentially be the thing that's keeping you awake at night, that's keeping you, that's contributing to this insomnia that you're experiencing, he was able to cut back and reduce it just to the 1 cup and was able to actually fall asleep again. So who would have thought that something as simple as reducing your cup of coffee a day can help you sleep at night? Okay. Now, the next tip that I have is about your routine, is about your sleep hygiene, your sleep routine. So it goes back to your body's circadian rhythm again. So this is is set on some loops, so it aligns itself with sunrise and sunset, and being consistent with when you get up and go to sleep can actually improve that long-term sleep quality. So people who, for instance, maybe have a regular sleep routine during the week, but then tend to go to bed late on the weekends, or just kind of like have a free range pattern on the weekend, and I'm guilty of this too. Those that were researched who did that actually reported to have poorer sleep overall, and so having that kind of irregular sleep can also interfere with your body's natural way of producing melatonin, which we now know is aids sleep and signals your brain to go to sleep. So definitely setting a time to wake up and having a routine that you set during the night can assist you to adjust your body to that sleep cycle. And actually what's happening there is that you're providing an anchor to your body of the right time to actually go to sleep and wake up every day. And so when you have this routine set every single day, you may actually find that you no longer need to have an alarm that wakes you in the morning, and you may naturally feel more tired during the evening around that bedtime that you've conditioned your body to have. So, that nighttime routine is really, really important to have. And in following videos, I'll give you some more suggestions about what that might look like and what you could do to actually get your body into a routine of sleep. You know, and it could be doing something relaxing. Obviously, we've talked about not having those lights, so it could be some light reading, or having a warm bath, or some other thing that prepares your body to unwind, to relax, and sends the signal that it's sleep time, and it's time for rest. So I trust that you've gotten something out of that. I hope I hope this you'll take this on board and implement it in your sleep hygiene routine, so that you can get a better night's sleep. So thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and if you have any further questions, please feel free to message me, and I'll send out the next video with more tips on how to get to sleep when you're experiencing anxiety. But that's all for me today. I hope you've enjoyed it. Take care, and bye for now.